and today I'll be discussing the Moonveil Shanobi build that I created. Uh, and yeah, so let's get right into it. For the weapon, we're obviously going to be using the Moonveil Katana, one of the best weapons in the whole entire game. It does scale off of dexterity and intelligence, which is already a really good combination of scaling stats. Let's look at the damage here. We got some really good physical damage, a lot of magical damage because of its weapon art, Transit Moonlight. Sounds out a big wave of magic. Let's read it off the description. Sheath blade, holding it at the hip in a composed stance, follow up with either a normal or strong attack to draw the blade at great speed for an instant slash attack. Both attacks fire off a wave of light. As you guys saw in the description, it can be hit in a light attack with an R1, or for more close range, and an R2 for a little bit more range with this weapon art. So yeah, that's the Moonveil. This is obtained fairly early in Limgrave in the Gale Tunnel. You guys will have to enter through Caelid though. There is an exit in Limgrave, but you guys have to enter through Caelid. Defeat the Magma Worm boss in there, and you guys will get Moonveil. This weapon can be wielded pretty early on if you guys go for a astrologer or a prophet class at the start. Then you guys will be able to wield Moonveil pretty early. So yeah, mine's maxed out. You guys won't be able to max it out until you guys have access to a Somber Dragon Smithing Stone location, which is going to be pretty much a little, what am I saying? A little bit later than where you guys are at right now. But yeah, that's the weapon for this build. Seal for the respective buffs, and armor. Let's get into the armor. So first, we're going to want to wear the Okina mask, not for just looks. I mean, it looks good, really good. But it raises dexterity, and Moonveil scales B and B, 2 Bs in int and dex. So having more dex would be, really good. This could also be replaced with a helmet that increases intelligence. Increases intelligence like this right here. And it also increases arcane. This is obtained through the Glintstone Sorcerer Stellan's questline. She is found. To start her questline, you'll have to go to Waypoint Ruins, fight that mad Pumpkinhead dude in the basement, and talk to Stellan to start her quest. But these are interchangeable. The Okina mask and the Sorcerer Stellan's crown. You guys can interchange those as you guys please for your guys' specific stats. But do not follow my stats for this build, because my stats do not align with the certain scalings of this build, because I was doing some further experimenting with other weapons. So the stats that you guys see on the far right of my screen are not for this build. They are not for this build. I will drop a level 150 build in the comment section of this video when it comes out, just so you guys can have a more early game build for this weapon. So the armor for this build is going to be the Blide's armor. This is obtained through Ronnie's questline at the very end of it. It's just purely for its really good damage negations. So we don't have to be running a big, we don't have to use a talisman slot for the Dragon Crest Great Shield. It already has good physical, strike / pierce, and magic fire, lightning, and holy negations. These are all really good negations. That's why this armor is included on our list today. And it looks pretty fucking drippy. So, moving on to the gauntlets and greaves, scaled gauntlets and greaves. This is obtained at the very start of the Volcano Manor questline. Go over here, talk to Tanith, grab the letter in the drawing room hallway, come back here, go invade the Istvan's world, defeat him, get his armor set. This can actually be done fairly early in the game. All of this can be obtained fairly early, except except all of the talismans cannot be obtained during the beginning of the game. 2 of them are DLC talismans, and both of them and the other 2 of them are obtained at the last couple bosses of the game. But for our gauntlets and greaves, we're going for the scaled gauntlets and greaves, just for more physical and magic, fire, lightning, and holy negations. Both of these, the scaled set, Blide set, and the Okina mask, all have pretty good physical and magic, etc. damage negations, which is why we're pairing them up today to form a really good armor set. Moving on to talismans. First, we're starting off, this is a DLC talisman, so just be wary of that. Rolana's cameo enhances attacks executed after maintaining the same stance for a while. By for a while, she doesn't mean for a while. It's like 1, 2, around 3-ish seconds you have to hold that stance. It increases the attack power. It increases attacks executed. So, yeah, it increases your attack power if you maintain the stance for a while. When you see that big red flashing light on your character, that means your attack is enhanced. And we're using this talisman today because Sheath is a pretty easy stance to hold. And all you have to do is just like keep your distance from a boss, and then when it activates, send it out, start dodging away, start holding the stance, hold the stance, get it, shoot again. It can just be really, really good for this sort of build. This is a DLC. This is a DLC acquired talisman, which is pretty unfortunate for people who are just starting their playthroughs. You guys can change this out for the Godfrey's icon, because this can be charged like you're charging it right now, which I'm pretty sure is considered a charge spell and skill. It is a charge skill, my bad. This is found over here in this Evergold in Altus Plateau as soon as you get here. You just have to defeat Godric again. And yeah. Moving on. Alright, next talisman, we got the Shard of Alexander, obviously, because your main attack is going to be your skill or your weapon art. So you're going to want to have the Shard of Alexander. Or if you really don't want to wait all that time, you can just kill Alexander at the start of the game and get the War Jar Shard for slightly increased attack power of skills. But I suggest you guys just wait till the end of the game. When you, actually I'm not going to spoil that, but when you obtain this talisman, you can you use it. But if you guys want a replacement for this, you guys are going to want to use the Radagon Sword Seal, because it just buffs all of your stats, including one of the stats that you use for your scaling. So if you guys don't have the Shard of Alexander, use the Radagon Sword Seal, or the magic Scorpion Charm. If you guys do have that, put it here, because it is a really, really good talisman. Moving on to the next talisman, we got the Two-Headed Turtle talisman. This can be switched out for the base game version for just the green turtle talisman. This one is a DLC one. This one is main game. This one, the green turtle talisman, is obtained here. You'll just need to put a stone sword key in a basement over here, or in a little dungeon. Go in there, open the chest, surrounded by turtles. Open the chest, and this talisman will be in there. It's one of the, it always finds its way into my builds, because of just stamina recovery is always required for a build. For just a build, like, you need fast stamina recovery, so I recommend you use the turtle talisman of either variant. Moving on, we got Erdtree's Favor +2. This can be interchangeable for literally any of the talismans I have just listed, or you guys could put the Dragon Crest Great Shield here. You could put the Radagon Sword Seal here. You guys could put the Magic Scorpion Charm here, because your weapon does mostly magic damage. The good thing about this weapon too is that it causes bleed buildup as well on top of your magic damage, and your skill also builds bleed. So if you guys are holding your stance with the Shard of Alexander, with your physic popped, we'll get into that in a second. With your physic popped, with Ronaldo's cameo activated, and bleed, if bleed procs, you'll probably be putting out there around 14. That's a stretch. Maybe upwards of 9,500 damage, which is absolutely wonderful for a Moonveil, but it can be increased with other buffs, such as Lord of Blood's Exaltation, which can be put here in the Erdtree Favor 2 +2 slot. This can be put here. The Red Feather's Branch Sword can be put here, and you just seppuku yourself down to low health. Literally anything else of your choice could be put here. But, yeah, these are just the talismans I've decided to put on this build today. And, yeah, I have tested this out, and it is a really, really good one. You guys can see some gameplay here. We'll just go test that out on these Albinurics in Mogwin Palace. Hold on, wait. We're going to do it without Roland's cameo is activated, so 1,300. If we drink the physic. And this magic damage can also be increased if you guys, again, have the magic shrouding, the magic scorpion charm. Rolana's cameo, magic shrouding tier popped, 1,900. And, you are not going to be light rolling by any means, but yeah, you will be dishing out some pretty fat damage, especially to bosses with weakness to magic damage. I know you guys might see those pretty small numbers and just think that this build is ass cheeks, but it is not. I assure you guys, this is not ass cheeks. This fucking build is not ass cheeks. I recommend you guys just try it out for yourself. Put your choice of talismans here. I'm telling you guys, the magic scorpion charm is, do not miss it. Like, I need it so bad, but I don't want to start a new game plus. So just like, if you guys are early in the game and haven't done Ronnie's questline yet, please look up a guide on how to get that charm. If you guys play this game after your first playthrough and do several new game pluses, you guys are going to get bored of your current build and want to change it up, and maybe you switch to a magic weapon. So I just recommend you guys really get that talisman, or you guys will be stuck without it, like I am right now. But yeah, all of these talismans are interchangeable. These are just the talismans of my choice. So if you guys want to change these out, you can. I just don't recommend it. Or if you guys have a better talisman selection than I do, go right ahead, change your shit out. But this can also be replaced with buffing talismans, as I've recently discussed. And for our thingy, our Wondrous Physic, we're going to want to put instead of the strength tier, we're going to go ahead and throw the dexterity tier in there, because this weapon scales off of dex and intelligence, which does magic damage. So a magic and dex increase in your physic will just purely buff your weapon, which is kind of insane, seeing as the dex tier and the magic tier can be acquired fairly early in the game. So yeah, and soaking the sword and most of the stuff can be acquired before late game, like before you fight Elden Beast. All this can be acquired except Roland's cameo, but this can be switched out for the magic scorpion charm, which is, I highly recommend you guys get it for this build, because you guys will be dishing out more damage if you guys do get that talisman. But yeah, that is my Moonveil Shanobi build. And if you guys have any questions, concerns, suggestions, or my bad, I'm actually throwing my video right now. Questions, comments, concerns, suggestions for this build, please drop them in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the